Welcome to episode 1 of the Colorado Rockies franchise. So now, I want to preface this by saying that we're already about 3 months into the game cycle and things, and so 3 months? Yeah. And I had already played, a lot of Diamond Dynasty, a bunch of Road to the Show. Road to the Show you guys have seen, of course, on this channel. Also, a lot of the franchise stealthily. All of it was offline, just trying to kind of getting my feet wet, really getting into it, And a lot of it has just been, playing a couple teams here and there, rebuilding them, trying to get them to, either past glories or just, winning a championship and such. But I actually had my baby, I guess, was this Colorado franchise that I had previously, where I played or simulated something like 25 years into it. And then I ended up deleting it like a dummy. But yeah, I remember I ended up playing and I drafted my main three guys. Were all three generational prospects. In Brian Quo was my second baseman, Rafael Serrano was my right fielder, and Benny Richard was my left fielder. And so basically the whole idea was to build my team around those three guys. I'd keep them for the entirety of their careers. They'd stay in the major leagues regardless of their overall rating. And then when they retired, I would stop. So they did. Then I stopped. But I kind of miss it. Anyway, all three made the Hall of Fame. They all were really great. I think all of them had about 100 WAR for their careers. 500 home runs for their career. Benny Richard had like 713, something crazy like that. But they were all crazy good careers. And I did it just to kind of play and get into it and try to see how a franchise worked and things like that. Specifically, I was interested to see the progression system, see how that was going to change in this year versus in the previous years. So I think I got a good handle on like how to scout and things like that. But I think I wanted to get back into it and actually do one live for you guys on YouTube and on Twitch if you guys are watching there as well. So I figured I want to come back and actually do another one. A little bit different, of course, but another one. And so here we have again the Colorado Rockies franchise. And so the question then becomes, why the Rockies? And really, the answer is twofold. One, they suck. In real life right now, I think they're 28-63, I believe. Let's take a look, actually. I can see it over here. They are 20-68. Sorry, even worse. 20-68 they are in real life right now. This year, they haven't had a season above 500 since 2018. They've been to the World Series once in 2007. They lost it, and they've been a part of the MLB now for 33 years and have done really not much with it. They've had talent. They've let it go. They've squandered basically managing said talent. They've never really had any good pitchers, say for maybe like Mike Hampton, for example, or a random year of Kyle Freeland. And they're not good. So one reason would be just, it'd be kind of fun to take a team that is so bad as they are right now and has been historically not the best and bring them to some kind of dominance, winning, I don't know, if I do another 25 years, winning, I don't know, 10, 15 championships in that time frame. Totally possible. I think the one that I had before was something like that. I wish I knew how much. I never checked before I deleted it. That's my bad. But that's one reason. The other reason is Coors Field is just fun to hit in. I just like hitting in Coors Field. And so playing in this franchise with the guys that I'm going to draft and trade and whoever I'm going to pick up to build this team, jumping into certain games here and there just to go ahead and hit opposite, hit bombs and hit the gaps and just, hit all these different extra base hits and things like that. It's going to be kind of fun. So that's really why I'm here. Again, for you guys, it's just to kind of build the team and kind of go from there. Now, I'm streaming this right now on Twitch. It's 1 o'clock in the morning my time, and I really should be asleep, but it's been a long day for me, and I wanted to get this out now and available for you guys as soon as possible here on Twitch, there on YouTube when I put it on and things. So, but that being the case, this is going to be it should be a too long episode. What we're going to do is, to begin, is just basically start the process of building the team. We're going to go from the beginning. Just kind of have that foundation, that base with the draft and such. And so what we're going to do is we're going to just basically simulate the entire first year. We're not going to play any games because the guys really kind of suck. I'm going to do a couple of things here and there, but I'll definitely be 100% a menu merchant. This is going to be a menu game. This episode will just be full on the menus. And you're going to see basically how I do things, what my processes are for what I'm doing, my thoughts, and why I do what I do. And hopefully you can see this. And if you guys have thought about playing franchise and haven't started yet, or if you have been playing and haven't been as successful as maybe others you've seen on YouTube, like a Scrawny Slugger or like a Big Relevant, for example. I know Coog's been having a couple of his rebuilds and things like that as well. Anth Ortiz, one of the OGs for rebuilds and such. If you don't see yourself having success as those guys have had, then hopefully you can see what I'm doing, and I guess maybe my explanation is better. It really is not going to be better because those guys are the best at what they do, but maybe for some reason it helps you. Who knows? But either way, we'll go through it together. We'll have some fun. This is gonna be a little bit more passive, a little bit more low key, at least than my road to the show has been. At least the past couple episodes and things. But we'll be fine. So again, this is gonna be more like relaxing, just kind of more intellectual, and we'll play some games, but it's gonna be less that and more so just like building the team kind of in the background and such. So that being the case, this is of course the team that we have going on right now. I'm actually using the latest live rosters of the team. I know a lot of people tout the different created rosters and things like that. I think one of them is, what is it called? Fidelity, I think, to reality or something like that. It seems to be one of the bigger ones right now. I don't know, for some reason I'm not really interested in using those. I rather just use the ones that are given to us. Honestly, one of the reasons why is because the prospects kind of suck, which is weird. You would think you want to have good prospects. Top 100 guys, I think like only 8 of them are A-rated and things. When you have like a P. Crow Armstrong who's having a crazy year and is 92 overall in this game right now. Here, I'll show you what I mean. What are the Cubs? So P. Crow Armstrong right now, PCA is a 94 overall, but he's B potential. And so what's going to happen is, as we play along, he's going to regress 100%. He regresses every time because his overall is higher than his potential. And his attributes don't portend to actually have good numbers, so he's not going to have a good career. It happens. It's life. It's unfortunate. But anyway, those things being the case, I kind of want to start off with, I guess, a worse off team, or I guess all teams are worse off. If I'm going to be playing for a long time, at the end of the day, most of the guys anyway that we have now prospect-wise and things aren't going to be the guys we're looking at in 10, 15 years anyway. And I don't know. I'm kind of lazy. So it's just a live roster. This is the team how we're looking at right now. So again, we don't really have anybody good. Only 2 guys I would consider to be good right now, maybe 3, I would say, with Hunter Goodman, I guess, in the mix. Bird is kind of okay. I mean, he could be good. McMahon should be okay, but I mean, he really hasn't had any good seasons ever, really, save for maybe this one over here, 2019. And also, I've simulated a couple times, and he's never really had good seasons. Anyway, that being the case, so first things first, we're going to set up our roster, okay? Now, one of the things that I like to do is I want to take, if not all, at least the majority of the young talent that's kind of like borderline right now, and I want to bring them down to the minors and let them develop that way. The team is not going to be good. I don't want to waste team control on this team right now, and I also want the young talent to play in the lower levels so they can go ahead and have better stats, progress better, get more attribute points on their person, basically, so that way when it's time to bring them up, they're a better player, and we'll go from there. So first things first, we're going to sort through potential. Chase Dollander, of course, is our best potential, highest potential pitcher right now. But as you can see, he has a very low walks per 9. I already know this for a fact. He's not going to be doing well in the major leagues. So immediately he goes down to AA, and then from there we go. So he's in AA, and then we're going to just kind of manipulate a little bit over here. All right, we'll go to AAA, and then we'll kind of just go from there. Most of the AAA guys, I can probably figure out who want to move up and otherwise, so we'll go from there. Victor Vodnik, another one. He's going to go to AA as well. He has high hits per 9, so you probably should keep him up, honestly. I don't want to, though. So he's going to go down there, and then we're going to move Sullivan to AAA. One more thing also that I tend to do is I tend to personally value AA over AAA for most of my prospects, putting them down there. And the reason behind that is because of the fact that it's easier competition in AA, And so that way, they can, again, better stats, better attribute increases, the whole thing. Now, here's the thing with Toglia. This is the interesting one for me because he's 26 years old, only has one full year of time in the major leagues right now, where he had a pretty okay year. Not terrible, not good, okay. What was his WAR? 1.6? Okay. Attributes wise, he's 40, 52 contact, 69, 72 power, so he has some pop, has some discipline, and probably could be okay right now in the major leagues. I don't know. I'm still toying with the idea of putting him down to Double A and seeing how he does in Double A, or just bringing him up right now. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring him Double A now. The thing with him is that the attributes don't portend to do so well, so he could just actually just do bad. And then if he does bad in Double A, his attributes actually kind of go down. So we'll kind of monitor that and see what happens. If that is in fact the case, then from there we'll just kind of move him back up and then give him a chance to, I don't know, do something in the major leagues and go from there. Adael Amador has terrible attributes right now, hitting in general. Even so much so that I don't even want to put him in Double A. I want to put him in Class A and then just kind of get his numbers up that way. So we'll do that. We'll leave it as such for right now. The majors are the majors. I'm going to actually put up Glenallen Hill Jr. to AAA, and then we'll go from there. So anyway, McMahon, we'll keep him here, of course. I'm going to be at a C potential. I don't care that much about. So, these guys can definitely be serviceable at some point and things, but I'm not going to with them manipulate them insofar as like I've been doing with the B potential prospects. I'll leave them as such. Ezekiel Tovar, fantastic fielder, not the best hitter, but there is really much that I can do with this right now. I'm not going to bring him down to 82 overall. I'm going to let him stay up here and just, do what he can. So we'll leave him there. Jordan Beck, though, on the other hand, I will bring him down. So we'll go Double A. We're going to go ahead and move Thompson to Triple A, and then we'll figure out who we're going to move up to the majors in a minute. Maybe just Sam Hilliard, right? Let's see. Nah, he's already in the 40-man roster. Okay. So I think he's hurt in real life. That's probably why. Brenton Doyle, same concept. He's not a good hitter at all. Like, at all. He actually might be one of the guys I'm looking to trade because his defense is fantastic, but his hitting is atrocious, and I don't want to keep him because of that. I don't know how he's going to do. I don't know how he's going to progress because his hitting is so bad. And so we'll see. Now, I will say I do hit well with him, but that doesn't really mean much because we're not going to try to hit in this as much. The whole point is to let the team do its own work. So come back over here. Now, who can we bring up into the majors? Blaylock, I need a pitcher, so sure, we'll do that. Bouchard, because we need some fielders. That's my left fielder. Bean, yeah, why not? And we need one more Chris Bryant. The resurrection of Chris Bryant, huh? Just kidding. But that's all we got going on. So for right now, let's check the lineups. So we need an outfielder. We're going to put in Fernandez for left field, and we're going to put in Chris Bryant for first base. That's what we're going to do. Again, I'm not going to care too much about the position of these guys in the lineup either. I'm going to just let it rock how it is, and we'll kind of go from there. As we simulate anyway, it's going to change itself as is. So now we're going to go over here to Double A and make sure that these guys are getting run. So Jordan Beck is playing left field. That has to happen. Togley is our first baseman. And I think that's everyone that I want to get run on right now, right? Yeah, I guess so. Now let's see the pitching rotation. Dollander is going to be our pitcher. Probably our ace, to be honest. So, and I don't really care about anybody else. Vodnik is here. He'll be our closer. And so I think we'll leave it as such. That's pretty good as it is right now. Let me just make sure that that's everyone that I was trying to look at. Let me see. Condon is in A ball. Beck is in Double A. He's getting his burn though. So is Vodnik. And so is Toglia. So I think we're good. Right? I think we're good. We'll leave it as such. Anyway, so now back to the Rockies. Now, the biggest thing that we're going to be doing with this franchise, of course, is at least in the beginning, scouting. Okay, and so now with the scouting, we have to make sure we have good scouts to begin with. And here's what I'm looking for with my scouts. So I have three scouts to do three completely different things. Okay, and I actually put it in order for my own, benefit. Uh, where you see Jay Holmes, that's where I want to put my positional scout. And what he needs to have is he needs to have, at the very least, 90 efficiency and 90 positional player ability. That's what he needs to do. Okay, and if for some reason they don't have that guy, then we'll go for less efficiency and more player scouting ability. That's what I'm looking for. If we get 95s, 95s is fantastic because that's going to be the most efficient, the best scouter of those players. We'll go from there. Where you see Andy Vincent, again, efficiency at 90s, but we're going to go ahead and focus on the pitchers for him. And where you see Orlando Merrifield, again, 90 efficiency plus and 90 discovering. And then we'll go ahead and look for that first and foremost, and I go from the bottom to the top because there's always a possibility we can find our gems from down here and see if it works for someone that we can use. So we'll go from down here. I'll do it pretty quickly. So here we go. Look, efficiency 91, pitchers 97, and he's pretty cheap. So there we have our pitching scout, Anton Hooper. Perfect. Now we keep going. No one yet. No one there. No one there. Still. And obviously, again, we're getting higher and higher into better and better scouts, and so it would offer us a better opportunity to find someone that would be more so what we're looking for. Now, this guy, he really isn't someone that I'm planning on keeping necessarily because he only has 88 scouting on players, but we'll leave him there for now. Pretty good efficiency, and once we find someone else that is a better fit for us, we'll go from there. This one is going to be fun. You have 90 efficiency and 97 discovery, so we'll put him in there. Perfect. And we keep going. Really, we're looking for, funnily enough, we're looking for someone who has the high efficiency and also can scout players, but we don't have that right now. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just look for high players right here. So we're going to do this one actually. Yeah, we'll do this one. Yeah, I'm going to focus on more so the players more than anything else. But I'll do this one actually over here. 95 is going to give you better chances or a better view of the player. But this is going to be a little bit more efficient. So we'll go with him. 85 efficiency isn't the best. 93 player is pretty okay for right now. I don't know if we have anyone else better. Let's see. Any better player scouts that I can use? Doesn't seem to be the case. And so I guess it is not, which is fine. What we'll do, worst case scenario, is basically at the beginning of next year, we'll come back here, see they're gonna have new scouts. There was gonna be a new scout, or two on the block to choose from. So we'll go ahead and choose new scouts, and we'll kind of go from there. So scouts are set up, team is set up, and one more thing actually, I'm sorry, we should also come over here, user settings, mode specific. Injury management, MLB only. I don't want to do anything with the minors. We'll keep it there. And otherwise, I think we're pretty much good because everything else will be done manually. And so that's good. And I think we are pretty much all set. So now we simulate. And the first part of this is going to just be us scouting. And so we're going to go ahead and get to the scouts, the Sundays where we have scouting weeks, and go from there. And I'll go ahead and explain exactly my thought process is with the scouting. All right, well, here we are, 1-7 into our first bit of scouting right now. So we're going to go ahead and come over here and go right into the scouting. So like I mentioned before, we had our 3 scouts set up. Number 1 priority, we're going to go ahead and scout our prospect positional. And while I'm here, the first thing that I want to do, regardless of anything, let me rephrase that. Depending on where I'm picking in the draft. Of right now, we're picking 4 because we suck. So if I'm picking early in the draft, then the strategy that I want to employ is I want to spend some time over here just surveying the scene, at least for the first round. And what I'm looking for specifically is I'm looking for a generational talent. Generational talents are usually 18, 19 years old, starting out at a rating of 78 to 81. I think I saw it in 82 once. And they have 99 potential. These are probably going to be the best players you can ever get to begin with in this game. And I think that The latest that I've seen one being drafted is like the 15th pick. So, as the number 4 pick, there's a chance that if we find one, we can get one. The computer tends to draft kind of shittily in here. They won't pick the best player. I don't know if they don't want to sign them or anything like that, but they'll pick some like bad players. And so the Rockies picking 4th have a chance at, if there is a generational player, we can get him. And so we look for the generational player. So again, like I said, we're looking for also, they could be pitchers or positional players, but for me, I don't ever plan on drafting pitcher with the first round pick. So I'm not going to focus on a pitcher generational anyway. So we're looking for basically an 18-year-old positional player who kind of fits the criteria, right? So again, starting pitchers, 21, 22, 21. Left fielder who's 20 wouldn't really count in this sense. Second baseman, 21, not so much. The right fielder, 96, nope. Royce Haynes, right fielder, 99 and 81, possibly. He's 18 years old. Obviously, with the 18-year-olds, you're going to have a high range of their potential. And we can just check him to see if he will work out. Now, one of the things that I've also noticed before at the generationals, when you look at these statistics, they tend to be super well-rounded. You're actually not going to see that much blue. When you're looking under the future, I should say, future attributes, you're not going to see much under the blue. You'll see more probably green and things like that. But that's a good thing when you're looking for these, because at the end of the day, if you see, a prospect, let's say if we even find one right now, right? Here's one. If you find one like this who has like super high contact, but low power, this is not necessarily a generational prospect. And the reason being is because of the fact that he's not well-rounded. A lot of the, if not all, the generational prospects tend to be, at least hitting-wise, very well-rounded. And so you're looking for something like that with your pick. He seems to kind of fit the bill. So what I want to do is I want to scout him first. Okay? I'm going to give him the scout. We're going to go from there, and that's the first bit. Okay? While we do that, we're going to come over here, and we're going to go ahead and do the interest in starting pitchers, and then the right fielder. Right fielder, because Royce Haynes is a right fielder. Starting pitcher, I'll go over in just a second. Okay? So now the number 2 priority is we're going to go to scouting assignment. Now we have Anton Hooper, who is our pitching scout. And so what we do here is we're going to scout position. Not a prospect, not a specific person, but an entire position. And what we're going to do is we're going to go starting pitcher, international. Okay? So if you look over here, you can go ahead and scout for the pitchers. You can choose 4 different regions: international, east, central, and west. Okay, you can also choose different over here positions as well, but we're focusing on starting pitcher, so that's where I want to keep it at. Okay. Now the international pool is always going to have the most amount of players you can pick up to begin with, and so that's why I'm having it set up as such. We're going to go ahead and scout the international positional tier with our pitching scout and do it as such. And then for the 3 priority, we have of course our discover scout, and what we're going to do over here is discover new prospects, again pitchers, internationally. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically spend about 3 weeks with these guys in these same spots, scouting the pitchers internationally and discovering more pitchers internationally as well, and see if we can go ahead and pick up some gems from there. Now, just as a heads up, this strategy you can find if you even just look up Scrawny Slugger, how to draft. He actually had a video he put up towards the beginning of the year for the MLB 25 game where he talks about this specifically. And I've kind of adopted it, and I've changed a bit of it on my own, but this is mainly what I'm doing, right? Okay, so now that we have our first week set up, we'll just go ahead and advance and continue from there, okay? So now we'll go ahead and simulate another week. Nothing really crazy happened. Hunter Goodman, by the way, he got injured. He broke, I think, his arm or something, and he's going to be out for 2 months. It's just saying he'll be reinstated from the injured list, but again, for 2 more months he'll be out, so we're going to just auto that, no problem. Abner Uribe has been traded for David Fry. Cool, it's not a bad trade necessarily, and today is the day for scouting assignments. So back to scouting, okay? Now, okay. With regards to Royce Haynes and the generational player, now, whenever you scout a possible player, here's what I've noticed. If you have a good scout, 90 plus, and the player himself has a 99 overall potential to begin with before scouting, and then you scout him, if that player with the good scout, if that player's potential drops to 95, he's probably a good player. If he goes to 93 or 92 or 91, I've seen, he's not going to be a good player. His draft rank will also drop, and you'll know he isn't a good player. As for normal players, in this case, would probably be the same thing. The big difference, though, with the generational is you have him here right now, right? So you scouted him. He's 45% scouted, if he's possibly generational, I should say. Um, Again, the attribute is looking pretty good. Now it's even less blues, which, again, that's kind of what we want, because generational is not going to have any blues to begin with. He's going to be more well-rounded and not going to have anything. He'll be a jack of all trades, master of none. Okay? But better to know all than to be master of one. It works out. So he's looking pretty promising right now. I am going to scout him one more week. I want to see know a little bit more about him before we make a final decision on whether or not he is generational and if we want to draft him or not. So, again, he seems to be the guy. I'm not 100% sure yet. I want to make sure. So, we're going to continue where we're at again. These guys will stay the same. Again, look, see 30 starting pitching prospects scouted in the international pool, and 4 more discovered. I actually want to see the recently discovered real quick, or recently scouted. Do we have any guys worthwhile over here? Not really. I guess he'll be the first one, Carlos Gonzalez, the first guy who we discovered, but such is life. Anyway, so again, same plan. We'll move on to the next week, and we're gonna see what we get from there. Again, scouting. As you can see, we're 5-15, which is exactly what I want us to be right now, because I don't want us to win anything. I want us to suck. I want us to get... Oh, that actually reminds me. One more thing that I want to do. So, I do have GM goals on right now. Okay? I have 3 years with this team to have a yearly goal finishing on 500, and at the very least, by the end of the contract, reaching the postseason at least once. So, what I want to do is I want to have as much possibility of drafting multiple generational players to begin with, right? I'm kind of chasing the unicorn. I did it with the offline franchise, but it's probably not going to happen this one because it's rare that it would happen. But the last one, the first 3 years, I drafted a generational player. It was Brian Quo, then it was Rafael Serrano, and then it was Benny Richard. And we did it 3 consecutive years. And then in year 3, we went 86-76, went to the playoffs, and then that's jump-started the entire franchise. And so for this one, I kind of want to do something similar. I'm going to purposefully kind of tank a little bit. I don't want to win for the first 2 years. Then what I'm going to do in the third year, or the second off season, is I'm going to start wheeling and dealing, and I'm going to start picking up guys that would be more so suited for the team. Better pitchers, better relievers, which is the main thing. Pitching and relieving is the main thing. If I get good pitchers and good relievers, we can simulate well to win, I don't know, I hope 85 games or so. Plus, we'll, of course, pick up some prospects, and we'll have a good team, and we'll be better off in that sense. But, so for year 3, we'll have, in essence, 3 drafts worth of high picks, but then also hopefully actually win something in year 3. Now, it's a gamble because if we suck in year 3, after sucking the first 2 years, we could just lose out on our contract and everything. Then we have to go find a different team and then go from there. And then so on and so forth, and hope for the best with that team. But then if we actually draft well, we have to start from scratch again, do the whole thing from the beginning again. And again, the whole point was playing with the Rockies was I wanted to play in the stadium. I really did. Anyway, that's the point. Suck for 3 years, or for 2 years, but have 3 years worth of good drafts, and then we'll go from there. Now, back to where we're at over here, scouting. So we've now done the next scouting week. Now, Royce Haynes, his potential now has shrunk. It's tightened up a little bit, right? And you can see now his draft rank has gone from 9 to 2. At this point, I could scout again him, but I don't want to. Again, like I said before, I've been playing enough that I'm confident to say that he probably is going to be a generational player. Now, if you want to, you can scout. And what happens is, if he's a true generational, when he gets to 100%, he's going to show probably like the similar statistics. You scout for 1 more week. So in essence, you scout for 3 weeks total, or something like that, basically, right? On that third week is when he'll change again, even after 100%. He'll change again, and it'll show legitimately that he is generational because it's going to show 99 overall, 81. He'll be generational. So, and you'll know for sure. I'm not going to do that with Royce Haynes right now because I, of course, want to still get more players, not just him. I'm comfortable with where he's at right now. I would take him with my number 4 overall pick if he falls to me, which I hope so because, again, the computer draft's kind of shittily. So, on the off, and we also discovered Samuel Correa, he'll be a fun pick as well if we can get him. Probably going to get him in the 3rd round if I can. We'll see if that works out. Anyway, we'll get there when we get there. The other thing I was going to say is, on the off chance that I can't pick up him, we can look for other generationals, see if we find somebody, my bad. So, here we go. Again, we have Correa, who's the number 4 overall player right now, and I believe it. So, I want to get him. Anyway, looking for other possible generational players right now. Again, no pitchers. Right fielder, nothing there. I don't think Pablo is a generational, so I'm not worried about him. Brian Baker. He's 18 years old. 99 potential, 80 overall. And then you look at the hitting, and again, he has a couple of blues. I'm going to be honest, probably more blue than I like, but it's possible. So I'll scout him too. Then we have a choice. Again, if he ends up being what I think he could be, then we have a chance to pick one or the other. And if they both fall, we can just pick who we want. So we'll do that. We're going to go ahead and scout on Brian Baker right now. We're now on week 3 of this pitching scenario with the scouting as well as discovering. We'll put it on for one more week, and then when we reach week 4, we'll change that. So we'll continue through here. We are continuously losing games, which is fantastic. 6-20 right now. Come over here. So similarly, Brian Baker, again, 95 overall. Looks like he can possibly be in the same track. What we'll do over here then is we're going to come over here and change the scouting assignment, put the pitchers on the East now, and we'll scout him for one more week to see if he is in fact similar vein as our right fielder we scouted. Molina pulled back. It's fine. No problem. No longer injured. Scouting assignments. So, yeah, all right. Looking like pretty much the same concept as our right fielder. So now, scouting wise, you can see that with the East, you only have 18 starting pitching prospects, but that's okay. It's the East. We kind of figured out it was going to be the case. We're going to change our prospects now. So we already have, like I said before, we have Royce Haynes. He's going to be our number 1 guy. But then you also have Brian Baker, could possibly be our number 2 guy if Haynes doesn't fall to us, which is fine. Now we have our number 4 pick set up. Now we can look for number 41 pick. And here's the thing. Here's how I scout. As of right now, at least for the first year or so, I'm scouting purely for potential. And then moving on from there. Well, not purely, but primarily for potential. And how I do it is I specifically go position by position, and we find those players I'm thinking about, and we'll kind of go from there. I know that we have to fill up basically getting the 41, the 69, nice, the 78, the 108, the 138, the 168 spot. And we're going to fill it up, of course, with a couple of guys here and there, pitching prospects we discovered and such as well. So for me, it doesn't make it that much of a difference the order in which we pick guys, so long as we pick good guys. Johnny Lloyd has a closer or a tighter, but I won't pick up because he's ranked 34 and I have pick 41, so we'll kind of skip him. And then once we get down here, it's just again straight up just looking for 99s. Now this is like down to the draft we're going to pick, and at the end of the day, if we do pick him, it's going to be a project player anyway. But we're here, so might as well search him up and see what happens. Again, the same concept. If he's a 95 overall after we scout, we can pick him. If he's not, which he is, looking good. But if he's not, then we move on to the next guy. We're not going to stay and scout these guys for long. This will do pretty quickly, actually, and just kind of go from there. Down here, there are no more 99s that we would pick up, so we're going to just move on from that. Okay, first base. We have Toglia. He's not going to last with us, so I'm not even worried about that. Here's the thing. Jerome Schultz. I like he's a tighter set right now. and he's draft rank 42, which means he could fall to us, and he has very much high contact, possibly, if he gets in the higher side of his. But even so, his contact numbers and his discipline numbers are fantastic. I'm definitely going to look into him, and if we actually get good vibes from him, he would 100% be someone that we are looking for our number 2 overall pick. If he falls, of course. If not, then we may go a closing pitcher, but that's a different thing entirely. So, potential tighten up a little bit. Draft rank actually went down, funnily enough, but again, it's exactly what we're looking for. The contact is good, discipline is good. So what we're going to do is we're going to just leave it off for the moment. The thing with this that I guess I'm scared about is that because his draft rank fell down, what it could mean is his potential is probably like mid 80s and not so much the 90s. Still fine, because, you know, the hitting for me was most important. We can go ahead and bring him up when he's ready, and then because of how good a hitter he ended up being, we'll just go from there. Here's another one though. Again, high potential and big power. And good contact, actually, just no discipline. But he could be another one we can get as well, so we're going to scout him as well. Same concept. And we'll just kind of go from there. Week 7 now, so we're going to go to switch up. No more East. Now we go to the Central. Central, of course, is the second biggest pool after International to pick up and scout different players or such, so we'll just keep it there. And we'll advance from here. I think from now we're going to make it go a little faster. I think I explained a lot, but obviously if you have any questions, you can always leave a comment. And let me know what the question you have is, and we'll kind of go from there, right? In the meantime, though, so scouting assignments. Scouting again. Now that is a beautiful thing to see. Still some big power, big arm strength as well, I guess. We can put him in the corner outfield, but he's not that fast, is he? Nope. Either way, I like what I'm seeing from Javier Magana. He was someone I'm looking forward to as well. And so we're good there. Anyone else who could play first base that I'm interested in? Probably not. This gentleman over here, Alton Daniels, has a tighter range, but we're not going to worry ourselves with that. So now, we found a possible second rounder, or even 2, but we'll come over here now, not any of these guys. This gentleman over here, Bert Taylor, 84-98, and he's 22 overall. This is going to give me a good time to talk about age ranges then, because you have a 22 and a 23-year-old over here as well. So, my age ranges. I might do Preston first, actually, because he has better contact. Okay, so Preston comes first. Now, here's the thing. I will scout them both, because I want to get either one of them, but I want to scout them both. Here's where I differ from a lot of the bigger guys who are in the community who do these rebuilds and stuff. A lot of them say age is a deterrence, and you don't want to draft old. Here's what I've figured out, on my end, I should say. I have no problem picking up a 23-year-old like a Josh Preston, and I'm cool with waiting for him to develop and then get to the major leagues, and here's why. MLB still has a little bit of a wonkiness when it comes to the progression of their players, and so what happens is, if you have, even with generational, I've seen it. Like, I had a generational catcher, and the other one that I was playing, he regressed to 27, and it was annoying. Here's what happens. If you begin at, let's say, 19, and you're high overall, and you've reached 99 at, like, 23, you keep that 99 for, like, 5 years, 6 years tops, and then you regress. It almost makes no difference how old you actually are. It seems to be focused more so on how long you keep your high potential rating. So if, let's say, your potential is 98, once you hit 98, that's where you're like, all right, cool, you'll keep the 98 for X amount of years, and then you regress. I had a guy who I drafted who was an older guy, and his potential was 95. He kept improving until he became 35 years old. At 35, he hit 95 overall, or 33, I think is what it was, like 95. And he kept it for a couple of years. He didn't regress to like 36, 37 years old. So if I pick up this guy, Josh Preston, for example, he ends up being at 99 overall, or 90, let's say 95 potential, okay? I have no problem keeping him in the minors for 5 years. I'll bring him up, and his rookie year will be 28. But then he'll keep improving for another 3, 4, 5 years until he hits 95. All the while, he has high confidence, so he'll be hitting really well. I have no problem with that whatsoever. The only difference is he's going to be older, so you may have him for overall less years, but the actual trajectory of his career will become the same thing anyway. And so I'm cool with it. And that's the biggest difference. I have no problem going for a 23-year-old because at the end of the day, the 23 is just a number, really, in this aspect. He'll still have the same trajectory. He'll still progress similarly. He'll still regress at a similar time. It may be a harder regression because he's older. Maybe. Maybe not. They all regress pretty hard anyway. So, Josh Preston is the guy. Make sure we have second baseman over here as well, which we do. We continue from here. So, boom. We'll continue the scouting. We'll see how good he actually is. Oh, we're not taking any trades. Sorry, not here. All right, scouting assignments. And he is an 89 to a 95 overall with a 61 to a 67 initial rating. This guy, okay, is most likely my goal for my number 2 overall pick if I can get him. It makes no guarantees because someone else will jump on him first. But fantastic contact by far. Absolutely, he's the guy I'm looking for. Now, on the off chance that I can't get him, I can try to look for somebody else. The other guy I was looking for was over here, I think. It was Bert Taylor, who has much less contact, but it isn't terrible contact. Good vision, so he won't strike out. 1 year younger, and the like. So, he probably will get picked up, though, but I'm still interested in scouting him anyway, and so we will. And as you can see, we're at 15 and 49 right now. Again, great ranges right now with this gentleman. We are now in week 10, so we switch from central to west. We're going to move off the second baseman right now and see if there's anybody else who we could get over here. Maybe. Let's look on the list. We have one guy over here with some tight ranges, which I can scout him, see if he's worth it. He'll be a project, of course. And like now in his case, he's 22. He may not come into the majors until he's 30, legitimately. But it's worth it, I think. We'll try it. Why not? Okay, so now tighter ranges, a little bit less of a chance, I would say, to, I mean, high 80s at the very least, right? I'm cool with that too. Worst case scenario, will be a trade piece we can use down the road. So it's fine in that sense. Cool. And I don't think anybody else here. All right, so we'll go to third base right now. We have, of course, Ryan McMahon. He's the guy they were looking to, I guess, replace at some point. See, now this guy over here, Darrell Penny, is interesting because he has some power. I wouldn't pick him up, though. You know what I would do with him, actually? Which I've thought about doing with Joey Gallo, actually. But I won't do it now. But if I ever was toying with the idea of like doing a franchise, but only controlling one player from said franchise, like the Joey Gallo franchise that I had at 24, for example, then I would pick him up because, again, power for me, at least when I hit, that's the number one attribute that I'm looking for. And so I can basically use that and I can do well with him and look, to improve him otherwise. Because obviously if I hit well with him, if you hit well with a person, his ratings will improve as well as potential, and so he'll be a better player. We're not doing that, though, so I'm not looking into that player. And we'll continue over here as we were. So now, some season again. Okay. So now, he has good ranges, low overall, though. So again, it will be a project, which is fine for me. Here's where we stand now. So, we're going to cancel these real quick. Both. Now, here's kind of where I don't have anything set in stone yet. It really depends on what I want to do, what I choose to do. But here's the choice that I would have for myself. One is that I can continue to discover players, but I can discover, positional players, infield, outfield from different regions. We can go from there. I've had mediocre success with that. It has worked sometimes. It hasn't worked a bunch of times. I'm not sure. Who knows? Maybe. That's one thing we can do. Now, the other thing we can do is I have only come down the list of third baseman. I'm still missing on the outfielder and everyone from there. What I can do then instead is I can scout. I want to scout him, actually. I can scout basically just all the players. Now, the thing with that, though, is if I'm doing that, I'm probably going to have to fire Anton Hooper and find someone else who can scout positional players well. I might do that, actually. I might do that. So here's what we'll do real quick. We're going to discover new prospects here. Is that what I want to do? I might want to triple down, actually. Let's see. Let's see what I want to do over here. Maybe we triple down on positional players and go from there. So we'll come over here. And then we're going to come over here. So we got some guys. Can we get anybody else better, though, or no? Yes, maybe so? I don't think so. Maybe him, actually. That would work out. Just less efficiency, but that's okay. Here we go. All right, so we're good with that, I think, for right now, right? Yes, cool. Okay, so now we're going to go into scout players. And so we're now on the third base. We'll triple down over here. So third base, we're going to go... Got him. Didn't get him yet. He's one that I'm really hoping that he is on the higher end of that, because that's a project and a half, if not. Like at the highest, he's a 49 overall, and that's still a project. So we'll see. I like him, but realistically, the thing with Charles Fleming is that I don't think that we're gonna. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we can do with this. Third base and shortstop, right? So there. Okay, more scouting. These guys look pretty good. I'll take that 100%. That's nice. Actually, they all do. Anyway, so now we're on to the shortstop. So back to the shortstop, see if we can find anybody else worthwhile. Tighter ranges, I'll think about it. Yeah, we'll see him again. Let me see. Maybe high arm strength and possible good speed. It just, I don't know. We'll see if it's worth it. Anyone else on the shortstop we can get? Let's see. No. Oh, one more thing also. Like, once you get to the point where the draft rank is NR and it's not a discovered player, I just stay clear from it, because at the end of the day, these guys aren't staying here anyway. They're going to just leave and not come back, really. So it's not worth it. Now we're here. I like him. I don't even want to look this route because I have other ideas when we come here. So I won't even do that. Mikey Anderson, though, I'll look into him as a left fielder, and then Luis Guerrero, another one. Also, again, another project, but like I said, right now I'm looking more specifically for potential above everything else, so that's what we're looking for. Sorry, no trades allowed. Thank you. All right, so now that we've done that, we've another one with Guerrero over here, I think. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, Trejo's, again, he's good overall. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so let's come over here now. Left fielders. I said no to him. I don't think there's anyone else I want to see over here. Nope, we're good there. We did Brian Baker, so realistically, I could just like eschew all the center fielders otherwise, because if we get him, we get him. If we don't, we don't. But even so, there's no one here that I would fit the mold of what I'm looking for, because the lower tier guys over here aren't really that good anyway. So I think what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to cancel the assignment. I'll keep him, but I'm going to actually just bring back my other scouts for now, just to have them again. So we needed the guy that was for efficiency, for discovery, and then the other one was pitchers. So here's the pitchers, and where are you, Mr. Discovery? Not him. Nope. Did I lose out? I think it was him, wasn't it? Yep, that was what it was. All right, cool. We still have $17,000 to mess with, but for some reason I don't. I don't know, man. I'm kind of upset they don't have a guy. Whatever. Anyway, we're good. So back to scouting. We're going to come over here again. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to just discover prospects and just whatever. So we'll do one infield and then we'll do one outfield. And see if we can get anyone worthwhile. But that's where we'll leave it for right now. Who else can I scout, actually? Man, it's so good over here. Anyway, anyone that I want to scout over here? I don't even know if there's anyone worthwhile, really. Based on what I'm seeing, it's just become like a dead class, but I don't know. You know what? Here's what we'll do. We're going to scout Royce Haynes again, just to see if, when we see him again, he actually is generational or otherwise. Because, again, he's the guy we're looking at chiefly. So we'll kind of go from there. So finalize that scouting plan, and then we're going to go ahead and continue, and we will, I guess, begin the draft right now, of which we are 26 and 67, so that's pretty nice. Go to draft, add prospects. Now, here's how I add the prospects, okay? I've kind of toyed back and forth what I was doing with prospect-wise, but here's what I really do. So first and foremost, here's Royce Haynes, who seems to be kind of a generational guy. I love it. Anyone who's generational, I like to add first. Brian Baker, not sure, but I'll add him anyway. That's the first thing I do, okay? Then I go to starting pitchers, and I add specifically all of the discovered guys that are good enough. And good enough is, I guess, just whatever I deem to be it at the moment. And honestly, once I do that, I kind of just go for the guys that I scouted, add those just to have them pinned, and then we'll kind of go into the draft. Once we're in the draft, I'll just go ahead and kind of free ball it really from that point and just pick who tickles my fancy at that point. That's kind of really about it. Relievers, anyone we discover from relievers? No. Any closers we discovered? Nope. Oh, I'm lying. One more thing I do. Once I get to everyone discovered that's, anyone that we could have discovered, once I get to that point, then what I do is I do closers, and then we go from there. The reason with the closers, by the way, is because of the fact that we're getting to the point now where I think it'll be okay. And as will he. Yes, he should be good, and so should he, and probably him too. He's not good. He's not good. He could be good. He might be good. Okay. At the end of the day, what I like to do is I like to draft the closer, usually in the second round, just to have one, because what happens is once they're getting good in like year 2, 3, or 4, we're gonna need some relievers, and I know the ones they have out there are easy to trade for, but I also want to draft some good ones to some closers, and so that's what I want to do. So we will. And again, now that we're here, let me actually just real quick, 1 second. I'm gonna plug in my computer actually. 1 minute. Okay, I'm back. So anyway, once I have that set up, I don't really do, actually no, I'm lying. I said also the scouter guys, right? So here's one, not him, right? Yes, him actually. Also him, also them, and these guys as well. Really, funnily enough, most of the guys that I scouted are pretty good. Even he's not bad. Okay. Just about everyone want to have scouted is scouted, so or pinned, so we're good there. Now we'll go to the draft. Let's see what we can get. Again, our 2 first picks that we're trying to pick between are Royce Haynes and Brian Baker. Now we're back picking 4th. You have, of course, Washington, the Angels, Seattle, and Colorado. So the hope is, again, they don't pick either one of those 2 guys, or at least leave me with one of them, hopefully. And we'll kind of go from there. So Ben DeSantis, see, here's the thing. This is precisely what I'm talking about. We have a guy that even if you scouted him a little bit more, you know that he's better than Ben Santos and is a right fielder. But the Nationals pick him instead. All right, the number 2 overall pick is coming in, and he's going to be Royce Haynes. See? Very smart. Very smart. Now you pick him up. Fantastic. Okay? Let's just hope we can get our guy now. That I hope. I hope, please. All right, Jack Starks. Well, looks like we're gonna be left with the center fielder, Brian Baker. We get him right now. Side note, by the way. Side note. Sidebar. I wonder if because I scouted him and he ended up being number 1 overall, that the Angels also had that information as well, and asked to pick him up. Like, had I not scouted him as heavily, would he have just been, you know? I don't know. Who's to say? Either way, though, Brian Baker seems to be our guy. So I guess we'll pick it up right now. Good fielding. Seems to be good speed. I hope it's good speed. Good contact, okay power. But that's our guy. And he's at a premium position as well. Brian Baker, come on down to the squad. There you go. Hopefully he's, a generational guy. Sit to the next pick. Okay, so now, at this point, I kind of just skip through, review prospects. So now, Correa I can pick up now. I think I want to try to get him in the 3rd round, though, so we're going to wait on that for right now. Preston is still here. I want him right now. Thank you. Come to me. Enjoy. Very mucho. Okay. Next pick. Review prospects. Correa's here. There are some closers here as well. I'm going to wait on the closers until 78. I'll pick a closer. But right now, I want to pick up Correa because he's really good and has really good walks per 9. I don't want to wait. So we'll draft him here. Pick up a closer next. And the closer we're picking up is... We're going to pick up Zamora. Reason being is because he's a couple years younger. I know it's a bigger range, but he seems to have better attributes possibly. Yeah. So Zamora it is. And there's our closer with our first closer we pick up. Cool. Now, as we go down, we're going to just view prospects. And so we can get round 4, some pitchers. I like him a lot, actually. At least his range-wise. But let's see real quick. So we're 108. We already have a second baseman. So we don't need him. We don't have a third baseman. We can get any one of these guys, which we'll get later on, actually. 108. We can get Bryce Trejo. I'm okay with him, though. I do like Guerrero, though. And I don't have a left fielder. But the range is kind of tough. Anyway, whatever. Why not? Why not? Might have been a better choice to pick in there, but I just wanted to pick him because why not? Okay, so now let's see. We're on 138. Again, like the range. I can pick him up, but I want to see what else we can get first. So... Alright, well, do I want a starting pitcher who's going to start off a little bit higher with pretty okay walks per 9, or do I want a project third baseman? And the answer is I want the pitcher for now. Even though they're going to be high up, easier to find, I'll take him for now. Lower overall, but I am interested to find out, is it Raul Ramirez? No, it's Julio Garcia. I'm interested to find out, like, Garcia's actual... No, it's Dave Bain. Dave Bain. I'm interested to find out Dave Bain's actual overall. Yep, he's gone. So, Gio Adams, I guess you come to the squad, right? Seems to be the case. All right, come on down. All right, let's see who picked the third baseman then. Where are you, sir? Julio Garcia went to the Reds. He's the guy I'm looking at? Yes. Yes? No, not him. Where's Dave Bain? Don't tell me I could have picked him anyway. No, I couldn't have. Okay. So who got him then? Oh, Toronto got him. Here we go. Dave Bain. Yep. Toronto got Dave Bain. So we'll just go ahead and next pick. Exit draft. We're done. All right. Toronto got Dave Bain. So I want to take a look at him in a minute. I'm actually interested to see how he was. But we'll go from there. We're going to skip the home run derby. We are going to stop at the MLB All-Star game to take a quick look at the team. We suck, which is good. That's what I want. That's fine. Now the roster. So let's take a look at what we got going on over here. Ryan McMahon. Okay. Dolander. Terrible. All right. Class A immediately. That's terrible, dude. Oh my goodness. Jordan Beck is okay. I mean, as okay as you can get. Vodnik is Almador is increasing, which is the most important thing, which is fine. But nah, dude, Dolander was bad. See, this is what I'm talking about with Dolander. Toglia's bad. Oh my goodness. 217 average, and he's in Double A. That's terrible. And so you see something like this, and it makes you just want to bring him up anyway, because I don't want to just leave him down here like that. I will, but I don't know, man. Anyway. Felder's doing pretty well. I can bring him up. I might. Later, though. Bird is bad. These teams just bad. Which is fair. I mean, life. Brian is not terrible, actually. Go figure. But yeah, the team is not the best. Pitcher rotation. No one is under... Ooh, actually, Austin Garmer's pretty good. But he's the only one. And then the bullpen. Herget's okay. Herget's the only one who's okay, really. Yep, the only one. And then you look at the lineups. No one's really... So look at this. Brenton Doyle is batting 197 as a regular player. He's not good. And yes, he's a great defender. And so by virtue of that, he'll have an okay WAR, but it's a .8 WAR that he's gotten. He's not good. Tovar, another one. Not good right now. He has a 0 WAR. He's regressing already. He might be someone I look to trade immediately, to be honest. I don't like this. No one is good. Anyway. So, let's look at the league leaders. Sorry. Juan Soto is leading in batting average on base. Probably because he always takes walks. This is interesting, actually, because while this is what he has been doing in real life, oh my god, the Mets are really good. The attributes aren't as good, so I'm surprised he's still getting these kind of numbers, which is fine. He deserves it. It's good. Pete Carroll is doing pretty well, actually, right now. Do you think he's getting higher with his attributes? Would be kind of cool. Maybe he can keep to the 90s. Would be nice. Oh, sorry. Let's see. Devers has the most at-bats, and he's, of course, a Giant. Ohtani with the doubles. Noah has the triples. Alonso and Soto are number 1. And Lindor are 1, 2, and 3 in home runs. Jesus Christ, this Mets offense is fantastic. Judge, of course, is doing Judge things. Bregman, Tyler Soderstrom. Cal Raleigh is not playing as good as he is in real life, even though he's high overall. He has 35 home runs in real life. 35. But hey, again, our team's looking good right now because we suck, and that's what we want. We're good. 26-70. We're only 26 and a half games out of first place. Listen, dare to dream. You never know. We could win 66 games in a row. I believe in us. We can do it. All right, so we're good here. We're going to go ahead and sit until we get to sign our players, which is not yet. Here we go. Today's the day to sign draft picks. So let's sign draft picks. All right, first things first, Brian Baker will go right there. We're going to sign Sam. So also, you cannot sign your players until you get to 50 overall, 50% motivation. So wait on that right now. Samuel Correa is over here, though. We're going to sign him real quick. I hope it's real quick. It is real quick. Fantastic. Michael Payne, similar thing. There we go. Josh Preston, declined. How dare you? I said 5 to your village. Gio Adams, I don't remember picking him up for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, he signed. Zamora, I remember signing him. There he is, or drafting him. And then we have Luis Guerrero and then Josh Preston. So we're going to do this real quick and leave it as such. Finalized 2-day signing plan. Okay, everyone's getting injured now. Everyone's getting injured now. Sign draft picks, great. So Baker isn't there yet, but we can sign Josh Preston, I hope. There he goes. Okay. So hopefully by next week we can, or next couple of days, we can sign both of those guys, and then we'll basically have all our guys signed and all ready to view who is what and who do we get. That's declined. I don't like that. This is declined. I like that even less. Decline the offer. Sign draft picks. All right. Wait a minute. I think if I'm reading this correctly, I think Brian Baker also is. Ooh, and he's a hitter too. My goodness. I think Baker also generational. Look at this. Okay. Anyway. And he signed. Yes, indeed. And so is Guerrero. Everyone is signed. We're all good. Great. So now we're going to go just sim through, and we're going to go ahead and actually see. Well, not yet, actually. Trade deadline. All right. We are rebuilding. We are trading everybody. Not everybody, but who are we trading? Okay, so Chris Bryant is having a pretty good year. The thing is, realistically, I don't think we can trade him because I don't think anyone's going to want his contract. Now, granted, this isn't like a true realistic rebuild. At least I'm not thinking it's going to be. I might cheese a little bit here and there, but even so, I don't know. I do want to trade some players, though. Freeland has to go. McMahon has to go. Antonio Sensatella has to go. But it's like, here's one. He won't get traded. He sucks. So he can't. Marquez, though, is serviceable. He can go. So we're going to trade McMahon. We're going to trade Freeland. We're going to trade Marquez. And I guess Estrada, if we can get anything for him. Farmer, maybe. But we're going to get rid of everybody. So let's do that. Here's what we'll do. Who's playoff pushes, of course, the Dodgers, but they don't really need anybody. And Sasaki's not even here. They could maybe use a third baseman, but Mike's doing pretty well, so maybe not. So we won't do anything with them. The Padres are playoff push. Do they need starters? Not. Maybe. We'll trade. We'll trade them. We'll trade them Marquez. So even though we shouldn't trade them in-house, but real quick, I'm just curious. What is Xander's 91, really? 91 potential, but he's also old, so who cares? They don't really have any prospects worthwhile, I don't think, do they? They got Leo Dallas, but I don't think they're going to trade him. Are they? I don't think so. Nah, I don't think so. Ethan Salas? Maybe. I doubt it, but maybe. Nah. Anyway, you know what? I'll do this. I'll just make it simple. Here we go. For prospects. Anyone I see worthwhile, I'll take them. That's as simple as that. I would like, at least a B prospect. You know what? Whatever. There. Boom. Done. Over and done with. Freeland. Goodbye. The Yankees are giving me Brendan Jones. I don't care. Here we go. Why not? And then we can trade Austin Gomber. Now he's doing pretty well actually. Yeah, why not? All right, we'll take that one because I really don't care that much. I really don't. We'll just take who we can get. It's no big deal. I'm curious. I will take anything with this one. But they're actually offering some deals. That's surprising. They're all relief pitchers, though. Actually, it's just 2 relievers. You know what? Go to the Yankees. Why not? Bye. There, I did it. Sue me. Can we get good prospects from over here, too? No or no? I don't know. Nah, I'll leave Tyro because I think we actually have control of him, too. McMahon. All right, here's how we do this now, okay? Sebastian Walcott. Now, is Texas... Here's the question, though, okay? Zaire Hope is 20 years old, and he's a left fielder. We actually need a shortstop. I'll see if... Is Texas competing though? That's the question. Because if they are, then I'll do that trade. Where's Texas? They're normal, so I wouldn't. I'm good. Okay. Well, I guess not then. Zaire Hope is the Dodgers. I mean, them definitely yes. So here we go. Really more value than what you're offering us. I refuse to believe that, but that's fine. You can take him and him. Okay, guess not. Him. And yeah, it works. Cool. Okay. Well, we just got Zaire Hope. Great. I think that's a pretty worthwhile, competent deal. Don't you think so? Who else would we trade now? I guess Arcia might be a guy we get rid of as well. Kyle Farmer. Kyle Farmer's in the last year of his deal, so maybe him. Hilliard is in team controlled, so not so much. Moniak team controlled, so not so much. Kalaz looks like he's ass, which is damn, he's bad. Anyway, at 19 years old too, that's unfortunate that you're that young and that bad already. Anyway, so do we trade? Who do we trade? That is the question. It wasn't Hilliard. Who was it again? Arcia, Farmer. I want a shortstop. Here's a shortstop. But can I trade for him? I doubt it. I want to have to trade a lot, I think. Here you go. Let me see. Farmer. Where's Farmer? Farmer. There you go. At shortstop. But it's the Marlins, though. They don't... Okay. I guess. Sure. Why not? I mean... I said it wasn't going to be realistic as much, but... Nah, I won't do that. That's too much cheese. That's too much cheese. Here we go. Standings. Padres, Dodgers, Giants are in the race. Phillies, Reds, well, Yankees, maybe the Red Sox. Twins, Tigers, Astros, Mariners. Mets, Phillies, Braves, Cubs, Reds. All right. That helps. I have an idea now. So let's go back to it again. Not St. Louis necessarily. Not the Marlins at all. The Mets definitely, but I don't know if they want to give me Jet Williams though. I'll look into it, but I doubt it. Even more so because really? Why? That makes no sense, really. Okay. Yeah, we got Joe Williams. Yay. All right, well, that's enough trading for now. We're just going to go ahead and come over here real quick and just take a look at our potential guys and who we can move around and such. Zaire Hope is, what is he? Not the best. I'll leave him there. Amador can stay there. Jet Williams can stay in. Yeah, we'll leave him there. But we're going to sign a bunch of guys to the majors, I think, at some point. Or right now, actually. Okay. So. Some security. I don't want to sign you to a long... Whatever. Fine. Here, enjoy. Thank you. Not you. Turnbull. Yeah, why not? Not a fan of signing to these deals, though, but, like, Oh, look, Joey Gallo. Yes, I'll sign him immediately. And Anthony Rizzo, why not? Okay, roster's full. We're good. Yeah, why not? All right, now we've come to the point you guys are looking for, and that is finding out who's actually good. So, ooh, baby. Man is definitely generational. Look at that. Fantastic. See, like I said, well-rounded all the way around. Good fielding, good speed, great hitting. It's a beautiful thing. A left-handed bat who plays center field. I love it. Josh Preston. Wow. Dude, Preston is really good. Look at the hitting on him. I'm happy we took him. Fantastic. Correa's not even that bad. 84 overall, but great walks per 9. Great choice. I'll take that. Okay? And then Zamora, well, I was looking for more from him, but I'll take it, I guess. Luis Guerrero, 100% a project. We can wait on him forever, I guess, though, right? Michael Payne is really good. 86 overall, and already a 66 overall right now. And then Gio Adams, not the best. So let's look around. Muhammad McCoy, don't remember looking into him, which is fine. Don't look at him. Really, the first rounders I don't really care too much about. I could have kind of got him, maybe. But here's Dave Bain, a project, of course, but 92 overall. He could be serviceable in like 5-6 years. I like Toronto's draft. They did pretty good. Just looking to see. Royce Haynes, in fact, was generational. So this draft had 2 generational guys. Haynes, less fielding, but much more speed. The question, and of course, a high overall by 1. The question becomes, who would you rather have taken then? I think I'm happy with who I got. Somehow Eric Green went unsigned. That's unfortunate. And the Angels got DeAndre Houston, 98 overall. Down here, are the Angels? Are they good? And you look at the Athletics; they actually had a good amount of talent they picked up as well. Then you have the Mariners getting some good guys as well. Not a big deal over here. Danny Hall and the Rangers. Look like they were pretty good, most of these guys. The Nationals. So Ben Sanders wasn't even a bad pick, really. I mean, definitely a good power speed combination once he gets there, but it's just that he's not a generational player, and the other guys were. That's the biggest thing. It wasn't a bust necessarily. So I mean, look on them. Raul Ramirez down here as well. A big project, but life. And so I think we did pretty well, and that's who we got. And so that being the case, we'll swim straight through to the end of the season, because why even stay here? No need. I'll just auto fix it. I don't care as much. Auto that, auto everything, and then we'll just continue from there. So. And so year 1 is over. We finished 45 and 117, and we have Bretton Doe, who led the league in triples, which is cool. I guess it's nice. Look at the league overall. All these great players, and none of them are on our team, but that's fine. So Judge probably won the Triple Crown. Maybe. Let's find out. Nope. Because Bregman got the home run crown. Okay. But still, overall a pretty good year. Who was the best player this year? Let's see. So pitching war was Tyler Skubal, of course. Hitting war was Aaron Judge, of course. Bobby Witt is right here as well. Witt had a good year. And then you have Ohtani, who has the most war probably in the entire league, because he has 4.3 pitching and 7.1 batting. So naturally, Pete Crow Armstrong actually had a really good year. A really good year. Well, funny because he actually has that many home runs right now already, as well as almost that many stolen bases. So, it's still a pretty good year. Anyway, So we'll go ahead and sit to the offseason right now. Nothing else for us. The Mets have defeated the Mariners in the 2025 World Series. Good for them. Now it's going to be our turn to... Let's see. We're not going to sign Tyler Kinley. Don't even really care about him at that point. So we're going to just go ahead and calendar and send him to the free agent period. Yes, offer contracts to free agents. So here's the first thing we're going to do. Okay? Our coaches suck. All of them. They're going to all get fired. That's the first thing. Okay? All right. Eli's fired. Ron Gideon is fired. Reese is fired. And Phil Evans is fired. We have no more coaches. That's okay. We'll get them soon. We're going to go ahead and select the 40-man roster. I don't really care about any of these guys, actually. So, what did Gallo do, actually? Don't care about those guys. We will offer arbitration to these guys, though. So, here we go. Offer arbitration. All right, so real quick, we're going to go ahead and do this real quick, and then we'll move forward to so after a bunch of minutes, we've already tendered all the contracts. That's all pretty much done, and we offered arbitration to all our guys. Our 40-man is pretty much where I want it to be. Actually, let me see something real quick. I may want Feldner. He was pretty good. Maybe. Yeah. We'll add him to the 40-man. Otherwise, I think I'm pretty much good. I don't care about anybody else, really. So, anyway. Maybe Gallo. Now we're good. And so, what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and take a look at free agency and see if there's anyone that we want to sign. And the answer is none of these big guys. No, absolutely not. We need really everybody is what we need. A third baseman, of course. We need not really a first baseman. We don't need a center fielder anymore. And Doyle, I guess, is now the right fielder, I guess. I don't know, but we have a center fielder. We need some corner outfielders, though. We need a bunch of goose. We need corner outfield. They're everywhere, basically, except for center field, really. And I guess catcher. So we'll look at some guys. We're going to go ahead and just all free agents. I'm looking for guys really down here anyway. Paddock could be a good signing. How much is he going to be worth? 15 a year? Yeah, why not? $19 a year for Eflin? You know what, actually? We're going to remove from the big board. We're good. We'll get the scraps. We're not going to sign anybody right now. Sim the off season. We have 97 players in our organization with 93 max. Okay, so here's what we do. 1, 2, 3. Cool. And then 1, 2, 3. Okay. I think we're good now, right? Yeah, we're good. No free agent contracts. Don't want to do that at all. The Mets have signed Michael King to an 8-year, $291.8 million deal, and he's 30 years old. They got the money for it. By all means, God bless. But damn, Bo Bichette went to the Red Sox. Okay. All right, so as you can see, we're notoriously not accepting any trades or doing anything of the sort. We're good over there. And so, yeah. All right. We're good here as well, so we're fine with that. Grisham's gone. Let's go to the draft lottery. We, by virtue of our 45-117 record, have, tied for the number one odds with the Sox and the Marlins, but I hope we keep it. It would be nice. Drum roll, please. Did we get it? Did we get it? Nope. We got leapfrogged by the Nationals and the White Sox. The Nationals now have the number one overall pick once again. Nice. Fantastic. Makes me I'm so happy. Okay, so let's see. The 2025 Rule 5 draft. Really? A overall, Ian Anderson is here. That is interesting. Or A potential, I'm sorry. But that's very interesting. I will take him. Absolutely. 90 overall, why not? Who else can we take? I mean, that was, I guess, really it of all the guys. Everyone else here, it's not the best. Keegan Thompson has really good hits per nine, but unfortunately, he isn't the best player, really. We can get Yoshida, though. Why is he here? Why is he here? We'll take him, I guess. Okay, why not? Who else can we take? Michael Grove? Maybe. But who are these guys that just... I'm surprised that some of these guys are here, though. I guess we're good. Rendon? Nah. Alright, we're done. We did what we could. Okay, we have 95 players in the organization, so time to make some more trades. You... And you... And... You. Okay. Yeah, why not? Okay. All done. Wyatt Langford traded to the Twins for Matt Wallner, Zebby Matthews, and Jose Rodriguez. That's not a terrible trade, I wouldn't say. It's just interesting, though, because Langford seems to be like the uber prospect, and he's already an 89 overall, but okay. And Tucker, of course, goes to the Dodgers because, of course, he does. We are not surprised. All right, so now here's where we're going to go ahead and go into our coach contracts. Manager, Kevin Taylor. Sorry. Maybe? Can we get anybody better? Doesn't seem like we could. Nope, I guess not. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and make an offer for 15 years. Why not? Why not? Yep. Patrick Frazier is going to go ahead and get it for a hitting coach. Absolutely he is. Pitching coach. We're going to give it Sam Elliott because he gets no downgrades. First base coach. Why not? Third base coach. Farm director. Nah. I gotta get someone who doesn't have any like Townsend who can do, right? But who else can we get otherwise? Just Townsend? Eloy Chavez. I guess that's it, really. Alright. That's our farm director. Then I guess we're good. Alright. Do I want to sign any free agents? I don't know. Maybe. Oh, the roster's currently full. Never mind. Okay, so what we need to do then is we need to trade some people. Make a trade. That works out. Okay, and then we'll sign John Gray. What do you mean longer? What do you? Don't you do this nonsense to me, sir? Whatever. Okay, sim to spring training. Okay. Now we're gonna look at our extensions. Anyone we want that is in his free agent season. No one worthwhile here. Ian Anderson, not so much. Thairo Estrada is. So now here's where we come to the cheesy portion of the season, the series. We can sign into an extension right now, and then trade him anyway at the end of the year. Okay. We could do that. Are we going to do that? Probably not, honestly. Nah, we'll let him walk. He can walk, it's fine. No one else? No one else. Okay. To the regular season. So, one more time, check the roster, see what we're going to do with these guys real quick. So, first and foremost, Baker's going to AA. Let him flourish there. Here we go. Ian Anderson is going to be in the majors. Dollander is not in the majors at all. Back to AA for him. Mitchell Payne can go to AA as well, so we'll put him there. Samuel Correa, also AA. Feltner's good here. Turnbull don't care about. I'll buy sign him. Yeah. All right, so Kaufman can go to AAA. So there you go. And then AAA he goes. Why not? Okay. Relievers, I still don't like Vodnik to be in the majors, so we're going to move him down again. And then here we're going to move him to AAA. And then we'll kind of see what we can do with those guys here otherwise. So, anyway. Zamora, we can move him to AA. Yeah, it's fine. Goodman is good, Romo is good, Nola is good. That's fine there. Don't really have any prospects here worthwhile. Charlie Condon. Yeah, he'll be AA now. Rizzo. I signed it for fun, to be honest. But Toglia will be in the majors. Gallo's in the majors, which is fine. As well as Keston here. I'm cool with that as well. Josh Preston can hit and hit very well. AA's for him. Santos, I don't really seem to care, so single A for him. Okay, we're good there. Shunk, yeah, whatever. Over here we have Jet Williams. We'll leave him at AA for now. Luis Guerrero cannot hit, so we'll leave him at single A for a little while. Jordan Beck, you know what? Yeah, we'll bring him up this year, see how he does. I think the hitting stats are good enough. We'll see if he can go ahead and perform. Although, in fairness, I have Yoshida. So then, I don't know if Beck's going to actually play. Moniak is out of minor league options. That's unfortunate. So then, can we put Beck down then? Yeah, I guess we can. All right. One more year for Beck then, unfortunately. But we got Yoshida now up here anyway, so might as well. He can get moved to AAA then. And there you go. I think we're pretty much set with what we have over here. I'll keep it as such. Now let's see the 40-man roster. Okay. What just happened? Okay, don't scare me like that. Don't scare me like that. Okay, who can we move up from? Well, we can move up Fernandez. There's one guy right there. I want. No, he's gonna go back to AA. That's where he goes. Ritter can go to the major leagues. Fiend can go to the major leagues. I guess that's it. So someone from AA needs to go to single A. Who will that be? It'll probably be Antoine Kelly. Goodbye. All right. I think we're going to be leaving it here. Pretty much set up, at least for the next year upcoming. I like where we were at. We have a couple of good prospects right now as well in our system. Let's actually take a look while we can right now at top prospects. Brian Baker, of course, is number 1. Royce Haynes is number 2. DeAndre Houston is number 3. So the Angels really got themselves some good guys right there. But there you go. And the Rockies have overall, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Already in 1 year, we have 10 guys that are now in the top 100 prospects. 10 guys we drafted really just let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We drafted 6 in 1 season to get to these guys. We also traded for a bunch of them as well, but that's fine. So look, that's what we're looking at right now. We'll leave it here, guys. But again, hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys on the next one where we begin season 2 of the Rockies franchise. Love you guys. Later.